I'm going to expand on the fact that I don't think the problem is that people have lack of ideas in any business, and I'm coming from the perspective of coaching personal trainers and helping them with their business, because that's been my point of genius. And the other thing that I want to bring up, even though I'm not even halfway into the conversation yet, is the reason right now at this moment I am doing 100% that instead of actually running sessions in a gym is because I keep going to say 3 years ago, I think it's almost 4 years ago now, I moved an hour or two south of where my main business was to be near my partner. It's only recently that we've moved in together, so stay tuned on the Instagram stories for me to share the hilarious, weird, funny, not so funny little bits that end up happening in our house that we've just moved into together. Now, what made me want to come on and make this live is the fact that I was writing notes, right? So I like to do this stuff at night. So I do it in the morning as well, usually, at the moment anyway. Kind of go through a bit of a planning phase, and it keeps me focused for the day and it helps me just download whatever the crap's going on. I don't think, because I'm running an event for personal trainers very soon where I'm actually literally, if I had a farm, I'd be giving away the whole farm. I'm actually giving away everything. I'm going to go through as much content as I literally can on the day for people. So anyone that's got a coaching business, it would be amazing for, go and have a look at the link. I think it's actually in my bio here on Facebook. Or send me a message if you want the details and you can get the free ticket. But I do need you to get a ticket because the space is limited because I've hired a space. Anyway, I'm giving away the farm, and because this is what I used to do. What feels really good about it, and what I don't get actually is what I don't get. I'll go into that first. What I don't get is that not often, but sometimes some of the trainers that I speak to that I might end up potentially helping, but I may not. Sometimes I just actually like speaking to them, just like humans, funny that, is that they will think that they don't have enough ideas and that they therefore don't know what to execute. And okay, so there's business structure and pricing and all that kind of stuff, and I am very pro for creating and executing some high-end stuff so that you get some breathing space. Then you can actually then afford to hire staff or hire tech help to help you execute the lower end stuff because it takes longer, for example. That's just one move to make in the first couple of years of even looking at your business structure. I don't mean to do it in the first couple of years of probably being a personal trainer, because I think in the first couple of years of being a trainer, you really should be focused on becoming a good trainer. But that's just my perspective. Now I have totally forgotten what I was going to say. Do you know, one of the other points that I did want to tell you is that I very much believe in manifestation and imagination and all that kind of stuff. So whether you believe it or not, it's irrelevant. Something that I say, visualize, imagine, whatever, for the last couple of years is that I'm sitting on my king leather lounge on my grey rug overlooking the ocean with my two dogs. It's a common sentence. It's actually what I do is I record it on audio and I re-listen to it. And I have to rewrite it because get a load of this. King leather lounge, grey rug. There is actually an ocean view that's missing though. And I've only got one dog, not two dogs, much to my partner's despair. Hang on. And I don't have a phone tripod, so I'm just balancing it on 3 candles at the moment. So hopefully you can even hear me because I think it's actually blocking up the speaker. But anyway, I digress. So back to the event. I'm literally giving away the farm. I think anyone that's got a coaching business is going to not only benefit from it, but do you know what we're going to do on the day? I'm actually going to teach them to sell one of the higher end packages that they don't have yet. And back to the whole ideas thing that I mentioned at the beginning is people don't have a lack of ideas. They think that they have a lack of ideas. Some of the trainers I've spoken to over the years think, I have a lack of ideas. I can't come up with ideas of things to sell. That's not the problem. The problem is that the second we think of an idea of something that we could sell or help people with, because you have so many things that you're good at, is that then straight away they'll talk themselves out of it because of something I don't know. Because we can imagine, as you can imagine, it's confronting. What will people think of you? I don't know if anyone will buy it. I don't know how to do it. By the way, perfectionism is really just an overarching umbrella for I don't feel good enough. I don't know what people are going to say about me / it's not that everybody who works for themselves doesn't have these thoughts or fears or any of that. It's just that you do it anyway, and you understand that as long as you're giving more than you're asking for the sale or suggesting that people purchase the thing, buy the thing, train with you, buy your thing or any of that stuff, and obviously if you're coming from a place of caring for people and caring about their end result, they will be able to tell. I have clients, for example, from 10, I even actually still catch up with a client from 22 years ago. I started training people 22 years ago in Sydney CBD, and I was 19, and this lady was 41. Her name was, she's actually friends with me on here, so you know who you are if you're watching this video, Carol. And she was a CEO at the time. And I was very junior, very ripe, very bossy, because I always have been, quite leadership style-wise. But she really taught me what for. 6 a.m, 3 times a week, Sydney CBD. And she trained for years. It was amazing. Anyway, I often think about these people years later. And so I messaged her years ago, actually, when I first moved down to Torquay from Melbourne. And she messaged back, and on my profile on here on Facebook, it actually said, I can see that you're in Melbourne, we should catch up. And I said, actually, I haven't updated my profile. I'm in Torquay now. And she said, get out, I'm in Torquay. Anyway, we messaged back and forth. Turns out we lived around the corner from each other. And so now, I haven't seen her since COVID actually, but we were having regular coffees. How amazing is that? So it's, I miss the relationships. It's such a beautiful relationship business. And I think that any of the coaches that do this, a coach, personal trainer, whatever, same thing. I don't care what you call it. There's no certification, by the way, to become a coach. I'm calling personal trainers coaches because a personal trainer is a coach. They're a strength and conditioning coach, i.e. I'm a strength and conditioning coach, a nutrition coach, a health and wellness coach, whatever you want to call it. It's just a bunch of words, so choose whatever you'd like to be. I think to explain it to the consumer, pretty much make it definitive of what you do. And nowadays, personal training is pretty much known that, okay, well, kind of, I guess you must do that kind of exercise thing. Do you do the food thing too? It's a bit, everybody kind of knows what it is. Anyway, my point is, it's the most satisfying job in the world. So if you're local, if you live near Geelong, and even if you live near Melbourne, and hell, if you live in Australia, you should fly to hear what I'm going to say on June the 4th from 11 till 2 p.m. And if you can stay longer in Q&A, then we will. I'm going to actually tailor the session to the people that are there, and I'm going to go through every friggin' single thing that I've ever done as a coach, from corporate health to launching in multiple cities up the east coast of Australia, because I have an issue with commitment to a state. So it turns out maybe I'll be moving from here soon too. So I've moved a lot, so I've had to start again a lot from scratch. And for example, at the not without, lots of hard times, but the most recent example was a business that I left in Melbourne with the coach that was doing the majority of the sessions at the time. And between us, there was 31 or 32 sessions a week being done in groups, strength and conditioning training, so semi-private personal training, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't actually groups like boot camp or something where there was 10 or more people or 20. There was actually 6 people, and there was always people on the wait list. Like most sessions had people on the wait list. There was that, and then we also did at least 10 one-on-ones each, as well as running the groups. She's still going with that business today. I don't know how many classes are on the timetable, but it's amazing. My point is, And so that was one thing. Some of the other things that I've done that I will talk you guys through being able to do yourself, and we're going to action some of this stuff on the day, is corporate health talks, from free stuff to paid stuff, from 1 hour stuff to 8 hour stuff, from 1 day stuff through to 6 month, 12-month courses, multiple years in some offices I've been, from 7-day, 28-day programs, 12-week online programs, from that version of it being online to the face-to-face version, from workshops to charity boot camps to events and seminars to being paid to do events and seminars for other people. And I guess you're kind of getting the theme that I don't like to do I don't like to do just one thing, and I don't think that you have to do just one thing. You can, of course, if you want to. I really hate the online world wording at the moment around it's my signature course. I get if you're in the beginner phase of online worldness that you might have a signature course, but please, actually, if that's feeling yucky, just know that you don't have to just have one course that's your signature course. You absolutely don't. In terms of business coaching, personal trainers, yep, I have a signature course. It's a 90-day course, / it's actually a 12-month course, but it's my VIP course. But aside from that, I often create spin-offs, and at the moment I'm creating a face-to-face workshop series where I will interview face-to-face my health practitioner friends and other people that want to get involved, and it'll help build their business for them. And it's not really as a monetary thing, it's because I like getting up and doing public speaking, and I know how much it actually builds your business and how it builds your credibility. And all my friends that are in this industry, not all my friends are in this industry, but any of my friends that are in this industry that I speak to, and lots of trainers that I coach as well, are quite scared to stand on stage and do the thing, but it builds credibility and authority so fast. And the only reason I know that is because looking back over the last, say 22 years, but probably I've been speaking I started work in Fernwood. That's where I met Carol 22 years ago. And I was even teaching in there. I was actually teaching the trainers. Stuff. Anyway, I've always liked teaching. Maybe I should have been a primary school teacher. I'm really glad that I didn't, actually, because I can't handle sticking to a curriculum. That's the other thing. And I think with business, and you know this if you're a health coach, with people's bodies and stuff, there isn't one way that fits all. There'll be a certain kind of, group of laws and rules that you follow to take this person from here to here, but it's not like they will get success if they just follow the PDF that you put up, because they won't, because they don't have the same life, they don't have the same external circumstances, they don't have the same ability to actually implement what you're telling them to do either. So it's quite weird. Anyway, I guess you get my point. My point is, if you're a personal trainer and you want to learn to make some sales, you want to do it ethically, because I love my clients, they love me. There's nothing that's kind of yucky and salesy about doing it the right way. And you want to learn from someone that's got 22 years experience. Hell, I don't know why you wouldn't, because to not would be just crazy stupid. It's not recorded. I don't know any device apart from probably professional camera devices that you can record on for 3 hours, and I'm not paying somebody to stand there and record the thing for 3 hours, so it won't be recorded. You have to turn up. I have a whole bunch of resources, one that I'll give you on the day too. We're actually going to make sales. There will be a bunch of resources as well, I guess, that will go into the free Facebook group that I've got, but I'll also make sure there's an email link somewhere on my website, which is katemartinmentor.com, for anybody else that may want the notes or something. The reason I'm doing this, I don't know why I feel like I have to justify it, but anyway, I'm just saying, the reason I'm doing this, for the 22 years of being a trainer, right? Actually, it's probably 20, because for the last 2 years I haven't actually trained anybody. 22 years ago, becoming a trainer, as I moved around the east coast of Australia for various reasons, like sick family, partner moving for work, for example, when I got to a new place, I would do seminar or a workshop or whatever and network my ass off. And this is way before social media. Pardon me. Oh, I just burped on camera, how embarrassing. So this was way before social media. I wasn't messaging people. I mean, I don't actually message people now to tell them to buy my product. That's called cold messaging. I don't cold message anyone. I don't teach it. I don't like it. I don't like it when people do it to me. Although I'm not really put off by it, but yeah, I just don't teach it. I know it's a method that people use and they do it quite successfully. It's a very bro method. Sorry, boys, but it just is, and I don't do it. And I'm quite proud to say that I don't do it. Anyway, I'm digressing again. Because welcome to the way Kate speaks. So you just have to get your ass to this seminar because it's going to be amazing. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Throughout the east coast of Australia, and I've done seminars, and all I've done is I've looked back and gone, well, I don't know why business grew that quickly. Business grew that quickly wherever I moved because I did the seminar, because I did it a certain way. I didn't hold back information, that's for one. I never sold from stage. There was something else that I did that I'm actually going to give you if you come to this workshop. And that's the ability to book people in that come for a complimentary something. And it was in those conversations that I would have with the people in the follow-up. If they wanted to use my services, they could. Now, what I would give them for coming to the seminar as a thanks for coming, like with you guys that come to this, we're actually going to make sales. That's the thanks for coming. It's like, let's make you some money. May as well. I know the stuff. I'm very much for empowering, especially females in business, but especially the other thing that I want to empower, and maybe it's because I'm Australian, love empowering the underdog. So love empowering the coach that's really, really technically brilliant, maybe not so brilliant at marketing. So if you know one of those people, I dare you to tag them on this video because they would benefit from this if you're in Victoria. Although you could fly to see it. I'd be absolutely flattered if you did. So we will do some live streaming on the day. I will organise some of that. So watch out for the business page, which is also linked from this personal profile. And if I look back to the story, if I look back to what I did up and down the East Coast was the seminars, and I would give away a complimentary session for them to coming. Now, what kind of a complimentary session you give really gets to be determined by what's in your diary at the moment. Where are there gaps? What are you able to promote? What are you trying to sell? Are you trying to sell an online program? Are you trying to sell group training? Are you trying to sell one-on-one sessions with you? Now, lots of the time, first, what I would do is fill myself up with one-on-one sessions. So we'll do the seminar, then they would book in with me, and then if they wanted to do anything else, they would be enrolled in doing one-on-one sessions. Very, very simple, right? Not hard. No hard sell was needed. In fact, I remember a client who was a client for years after this, actually. We were walking, I think I greeted her, and we were walking to sit down, and on the way between greeting and walking to sit down, after she'd attended the seminar, and now she was doing her complimentary personal training session, I think. And I think we were doing one-on-ones. This was probably about 10 years ago. Yeah. Anyway, we're walking along, and she said, she waved her finger at me because I'm quite tall. She's quite short. She waved her finger at me. She said, I'm just telling you now, I'm not buying personal training. I am not becoming a client, and I'm not doing sessions with you. And I said, okay, that's totally fine. She might be watching this. Hi, Di, if you are. I said, that's totally fine. I don't mind. I'm still very happy to do the session with you. And the thing is, the truth is, I was, and I am always. And I think that this is what annoys me about the internet world, is that there's this whole online marketing sales genre, topic, chapter, curriculum, whatever you want to call it. And the reason it's so icky and yucky is because coaches that are over here that are great face-to-face have forgotten that they've already got all these personality and these personable face-to-face relatable skills and they've gone, oh, well, we're just going to learn how to do business from all these people over here, that a lot of them actually have no clue how to have a relationship with people, how to bond with people, how to make people feel comfortable within 20 seconds of walking in the room. Because if you're a good personal trainer, I know that that's what you do. Personal trainers, psychologists, hairdressers, and nurses, I would notice, would be the same as well. Anyone that's got a lot of dealings with a lot of people during the day, we're usually really good at making people feel comfortable and bonding with them quite quickly when they're in the room. Anyway, I digress, just for a change. You get the point. The point is, you've got to come to this seminar, and if you don't hit me up, I will try and send you some form of information, because I'm just really interested in helping people that are interested in helping themselves. And I'm happy to have conversations with as many people as possible. So bring it on. Cannot wait for June the 4th. And for you, if you think that you have ideas, you need ideas, whatever it is that you think that you need, the answers are actually all within you, inside you. I'm going to teach you some basic business structure stuff so that you can have some different priced options. You're going to need to do some high-end stuff. I will teach you some stuff that it is important to say versus not say when you're on sales enrollment calls or presentations or sales pages online. But don't forget, at the end of the day, it comes down to, you're a human being. We're in the business of human beings. We are not in the business of writing sales pages. However, stick with whatever you love and that you find easy, because it's going to be easy to push that. Until then, go and help your clients. I'll talk to you soon. Let me know if you've got any questions. See you there.